host, SteamPunk Bob, and today's episode centers around Jets and Guns Gold. Jets and Guns Gold is a very straightforward game in design. You're some sort of intergalactic badass in a world that plays more fast and loose with spaceship design than any I've ever seen before. Seriously, I love it. You can play as a hot dog delivery van armed to the teeth to shoot down space hot rods. I love these space hot rods. They don't seem to have any guns. The only threat they pose is collision damage, but they're space hot rods. Okay, so gameplay. Jets and Guns is a side-scrolling, forced-scrolling space shooter. Although there's definable gravity in every stage, even ones with no real ground area. On the other hand, there's space hot rods, so anything goes. This game has a really weird economy as far as weapon upgrades. Looks like anything you purchase, except ship upgrades, can be sold back to the weapon store at full price. No need for bombing runs this mission? Okay, that's fine. Just sell your bombs back at full price and use the money to upgrade your machine guns. This actually means you may as well just rent one of the upgrades. There's these locked crates of cargo you can pick up and either sell them as is or use a relatively cheap item to play Mastermind to crack it open. But you can buy the item, crack open your cargo, and sell it back. It's actually kind of fantastic. Ship upgrades I don't think sell back at full price, but I'm not completely sure. And honestly, it kind of bugs me given how I can freely shuffle my money among all of my guns. The game even wants me to min-max them. Jets and Guns. I have a feeling, or at least a hope, that it's a parody. I'm trying to rescue Professor Von Hamburger. My main military contact is the USS Impotence. I kind of feel like my enemies may be getting their orders from Dark Helmet or trying to use the Schwartz against me or something. There's also the Beer, who fly around in mostly cube-shaped vessels and say in a robotic voice that resistance is futile. Sometimes the game's humor falls a bit flat with me and feels, too silly, perhaps just trying too hard. I'm not completely sure on why, but the humor just doesn't seem to work most of the time. So, for the third non-secret mission in the game, a pair of model/scientists contact you explaining they work on a no-Menelaus research facility that will be recruiting new women in a few days, and they want you to escort the new ships to their base. They did add two important factors to the escort mission. You cannot shoot or crash into your allied ships. This is vital. Then we get started with the mission and holy crap! How many ships are there? It must be really hard to get laid in the future with all the resources these men are putting into it. Are the only attractive women in the galaxy working for this asteroid research lab? Also, if you feel the need to label your spaceship macho, probably isn't. So, as I went along, I realized this escort mission is even better than normal escort missions because it's not an escort mission. Sure, there's these occasional ships of ladies, or just lady, perhaps? Did they categorize all their new brains by first name? Is that just the name of the pilot? Does every lady get their own ship? Is that the lady who scored highest on standardized testing? Regardless, this is just another level with some humorous comm chatter. You go along shooting down those macho ships, space hot rods, Mr. Loverman, and other less memorable ships, and the level ends when you get all the way to the right side. I'm honestly kind of surprised I didn't have to fight a giant penis boss or a giant cybernetic chicken named Robocock. This game has a lot of secrets in it. I'm starting to suspect you need to find secrets in order to have enough bonus levels and bonus cash to be enough of a killing machine for later levels. It's a very difficult game, but very fun. However, it does have one flaw starting the game. When I first started, I picked my difficulty and name to put on my Galactic Hero license, which worked out great. Then the game said I had some cash and should do some ship upgrades before my first mission. Okay, so I bought a gun that sounded pretty good, slapped it on the front of my ship, then pressed escape to close up the shop and get rolling. Okay, space junk. I'm not in any danger here, and my score isn't going up. Though, this went on for several minutes until there wasn't even any space junk, and I was just flying around empty space, not gaining points. Maybe I'm an idiot, but it took deliberate searching to find the Start Mission button. Once I found that, I got a mission briefing that sent me out to blow up a bunch of toxic waste traffickers or something. In a way, I wonder if I'm off on a mission like the Vault City citizenship test, where I'm asked to go murder some people for purely petty reasons, but I don't seem to have any options to help them run their nuclear reactor cleanly, so I guess I'll just shoot them. I have not yet beaten Jets and Guns, and I have since moved to a lower difficulty level, making me too fat to die. But I don't know if I've racked up enough cash to win. New items unlock as you move on, but I'm only finding about 30% of the secrets, so I worry I'm falling behind the power curve as we move along, and it'll only get worse. The game is definitely hard, music definitely rocks, but I'm not 100% sure the game is actually fair. See, I figure that on easy mode, I should be able to do pretty well and continue to do pretty well. I can understand normal or hard difficulty forcing me to know everything about the game, maybe have a little bit of luck, min-max the crap out of my guns, find every secret, but I'm never quite sure. At least my money isn't wasted if I buy a crappy gun, and I can just throw it back and get something more useful. But there's no side mission options to let me earn just a touch more cash, so the game could end up with pretty much unwinnable situations. Jets and Guns Gold has been pretty fun. The story is nothing to write home about, but the game itself is fun. And really, what shmup has a deep and involving story? Except UN Squadron. Anyway, this is SteamPunk Bob, out.